Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Mafex Thor figure. Now, I was really excited about this figure when they first announced it, like, over a year ago. And I get it in hand, and he's okay. He's not great. We'll get into some of the reasons why here in a minute here, but yeah, I'm underwhelmed with it. Yeah. So for accessories, first off, he's got the stoic head that he's got on there, and he's got like the grimacing head. So, yeah. All right, and then what we've got? Let's see here. We've got a whole bunch of accessories here to go through. Alright, so he's got the hammer. I'm not going to try to pronounce the name. This one's got the little belt loop on it. So, let's see here. I'm sure there's a way to, like, get it on the belt. So, yeah, so the belt is just, like, part of the waist, so it's just, like, a softer plastic, so you could just plug it in there, and there you go. So, there's that. He also comes, so he's got this hammer, and then he's got a slightly larger hammer. So it's just kind of whichever one you prefer to use. And then he's got the two fist hands that he has on the figure. He's got two open hands. Two kind of gripping hands, or yeah, those kind of hands. Two flying hands. He's got two holding hands. So like if you were to take your hammer here and just slide it in. Oof. Yeah, they didn't tolerance that well, and I do not want to break it. So, yeah. So yeah, you'd wedge it in through his hand somehow, and then once it's through, peg that on, and you're good to go. Like I said, I don't want to break it, so I'm not going to force it. All right, then he's got these two. Like he's thrown the hammer and he's just getting pulled along. This one's warped, so that's fun. And then to utilize it, you just pull the hammer head off and plug it on. And then it'll be like he's being flown by the hammer. He also then has these two gripping hands, where he's like kind of gripping the hammer, ready for a fight. So that one's a little bent, it seems. Look at this one. That one just doesn't tab in very well. Yeah, and that one also seems a little bent. So. Alright, and then he's got these two kind of relaxed pose hands. And then, let's see, he also has this. So it's like he's spinning the hammer really quickly. It's got a peg here. So I'm wondering maybe if it's just these holding hands that you're supposed to utilize for that. And then you could just And he's got this little stand here that you can kind of prop it on. So yeah, it's fine. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Yeah. And then it comes, of course, with the Mafex stand, with the different options there. So, all right. So let's look at the figure. Head is on a ball peg, but because of the way the hair is sculpted, you don't get very much. You get a little left, little right, little up, little down. That's it. Cape is a nice red with the bendy wire in there. He also has those shoulder things that kind of make it look like it's poofing out a little bit more, which is cool. The wire's really bent up in some spots, like it just wasn't cared for, which I don't care about. Like, see, like here, like I know you can't see it, but I can feel it. But the wire is like kinked, and so it's not going to straighten out very well. And then it just potentially break the wire. So it's like, if you're gonna do wire, guys, don't bunch it up like that. I don't know. All right, let's get the cape kind of out of the way as I bunch it up. He's got the ball jointed torso, ball jointed into the hips. So you get the swivel. All that works pretty decently. This is black plastic. And then this is painted on, and as you can see, it's not painted on very well. He's got this pretty big gap in his shoulder area. It's just, I don't know, guys. That just doesn't look good. And I try to get this out, and that doesn't look good either. It's just like nothing, like, really looks great with this figure. I've also, seems to be working now, but I was having a really hard time keeping one of the arms in. So anyway, you get the rotation, hinges up, down, bicep swivel, double bend elbow, wrist swivels and hinges, depending on the way you pose it. He does have a little bit of the cape fabric coming out of his torso here, and it's just kind of, yeah, it's the way they, I really like the way they put the cape into the torso and then glue the torso together so that it's not like it's going to come out, but it shouldn't be sticking out like that. It's almost like there's a cover missing or something. I don't know. All right, hips up to here, back to here, out to the side. A little bit of a thigh swivel, bends at the knee, gets stuck. Foot swivels, hinges, and toe tilt. So yeah, I mean, it's fine. I would not make an argument that it's $110 or whatever it was, $105 or $120 or something. It's not an over $100 figure. Maybe $50. If it was $50, I'd say it's decent. But for the most part, I'm pretty sure that you can find a Marvel Legends version of it that would probably suit your needs better. I'm not overly impressed with him. I'm not, and I'm just not overly impressed with their Marvel stuff lately. Like the Storm wasn't amazing. Like Storm wasn't very good. The Jean Grey wasn't amazing. The Gambit was. But their DC stuff has just been out of this world great. The Iron Man was pretty good. He's fun. He's a fun one to mess with. I will say that. And see, it's like, this is warped, so I don't know if I can utilize this. Like, I don't know. You know, for the price we're putting into these things, you know, like my point was when I first started getting into Mafex was, you know, for the price, you know, at least I'm getting a high quality Marvel figure. Like even the Wolverine, even though he had his QC issues, he just had more of this feel of like, okay, this guy is pretty cool. Even if he did have issues. Same with the Cyclops, you know, and then it's like, then I get the Batman, and it's like, holy crap. Well, actually, I got the Batman first, and he's the one that sold me, but it's just like, I'm just not feeling it with the Thor. I am going to give him a 6 out of 10. You know, it's like, if he was cheaper, I probably would give him a higher score, but because he's so expensive, I can't sit here and say he's worth over $100. You know, if he was $50, I'd probably be giving him like an 8 or 9. And it's just those shoulders. There's just so much gappage in those shoulders that it's just kind of like, I don't know what to do with this. And the cape doesn't really, it's not really supposed to go around the shoulders on the front side. You know, like you could do that with Batman, for example. But I don't think that really works with the character Thor. You can't really like drape it around him. So I don't know. You know, maybe I'll mess around with him and find some sort of dynamic pose to put him in. But for now, I'm just not impressed with the figure, the presentation, any of it. It just, yeah, bummer. But yeah, that's all I got.